Today's Tesla journey is a 200-mile round trip to the Breccia Peak trailhead near Togety Pass in Wyoming. We are starting with a 97% charge, and the Tesla Navigator estimates that we will arrive at the trailhead with 56% remaining. 74 miles into the trip, and we've been consuming 282 watt-hours per mile on average, which is much better than the EPA rated range of 320. We're doing a lot better than what the Tesla Navigator would predict, but of course we haven't had to use any of the climate control, and the speeds have been less than 55 miles an hour because of the traffic situation. Little traffic jam. Have some bison crossing the road. Well, we've arrived at our destination, which is the trailhead. We're going to climb up Breccia Peak. And you can see we did much better than what the Tesla Navigator predicted. That's always a pleasant surprise. But in the summertime, when you drive slow and you don't have to use the climate control, the efficiency is very good. We drove 99.5 miles, and our efficiency was 335 watt-hours per mile. And even though that may not seem like great efficiency, the last 10 miles we climbed 3,500 feet in elevation. When we're done with our hike and we come back down, we're going to get most of that back, and we'll log that in later. There's our destination this morning, Breccia Peak. Yesterday was sure a wild ride for Tesla. Yesterday was the day that Elon Musk tweeted that he was thinking about taking Tesla private as a company. I don't know how I feel about that. There's both pros and cons both ways. I'm a Tesla owner and also a shareholder, so I do have a vested interest in all this. But one thing's for sure, owning a Tesla and being a shareholder is really a wild ride. Take a look at this really nice piece of conglomerate that is at the base of Breccia Peak here. It's an interesting mix of volcanic forces and the sedimentary processes. It gives you an idea of historically what the supervolcano in Yellowstone is capable of. Normally this would be a killer view of the Tetons, but they're having some of the largest fires they've ever had in California, and that smoke has moved our way and obscuring the view. I sure hope they can get those fires put out in California. A lot of homes are being burnt down. She is. Okay, we're about ready to start our trip back home, and the Tesla Navigator is predicting that we'll have 40%. Temperature outside is 67 degrees, and we're going to be going downhill for 15 miles or so the efficiency will really improve. I just love coming down off these mountain passes, and it's always fun putting energy back in the battery. Okay, we've finished the trip. We have 41% of our battery left. They had originally predicted 40, which is good. And you can see that our total trip was 198.8 miles. We used 52.2 kilowatts for an average of 263 watt hours per mile, which is really good. Summertime, you get really good range. And comparison to the halfway point where we climbed up to the top of Togety Pass on our return trip of 99.3 miles, we only used 190 watt hours per mile.